Look, last night on the program, we brought you the issue of protest for and against transgender drag queens story times at a Monash council meeting. Got pretty fiery, rowdy protesters on all sides. But now the head of Victoria's peak body for local government has said that councils are grossly unprepared for these types of protests, and they are recommending that councils start closing public galleries and move their meetings completely online. Now, so much for transparency. Joining me now is the Vice President of Council Watch, Dean Hurlston. Dean, don't condone this sort of behaviour. I think, everyone's out of line. I think part of the problem, though, is councils are not doing roads, rates and rubbish. They're into all this provocative stuff that isn't core business. But that's not the answer, is it, to ban these publicly open meetings and push them online?
No, thanks for having me, Peter. It's not okay, and it's quite disgusting of the MAV, who is the council union body, so to speak, to come out and say that democracy now needs to be shut down. Our councils are meant to be local and representative, and they're meant to be the closest we can get to government. So by shutting us out, that's really disingenuous. It's not transparency or democracy at all. Peter, the organisations in Victoria, the 79 councils, get $12 billion of public money a year. They've got plenty of assets. Most of them are worth $3 or $4 billion. They can absolutely afford to sort these security issues out and ensure that well-behaved people are admitted to meetings.
Why are they getting into all this provocative stuff? I mean, get some ex-teachers in if you want to have a story time in the local library for kids. Why does it have to be drag queens? Why are they becoming activists for refugee councils when that's a federal government remit? Why can't they just do the stuff we elect them to do, the basics, and do them well?
See, what we're finding is, Peter, many councillors in the past and long-term councillors were always independent, and they would come in and look after the community needs. What we now have is an ideological war, and it's starting in our councils. We are seeing more and more very far left candidates standing up for election in councils, and they are coming with a host of social policy changes. They haven't asked the community, they don't represent the community, they represent their own political beliefs, and they are coming to push that onto locals rather than ask them what they want.
Hey, just quickly, the problem is, though, when you go to vote, they don't disclose who they are. They pretend they're some community activist, a goodwill independent type when they're anything but.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What we would like to see is a change like we have in other elections, that councillors or prospective councillors have to declare any memberships, any associations with political parties, and have to do that on the ballot. So it's really clear if you're voting for a Green, if you're voting for a Labor or a Liberal candidate or a member of those parties, that it's very well disclosed and that there's much more transparency around the kind of person you're voting for. So many candidates claim they're an independent, and they're actually not. They're quite often a left-leaning or a dummy candidate.
I love it. I want to help you in backing this in, Dean. Please stay in touch. Let's keep talking about it. I think it's a fantastic idea.